Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Mango Kango. I'm back, and yeah, it's been a while, kinda. Today, I want to go over on how to make the wooden stairs in this game. So yeah, let's get into that. As you can see, I am decorated for the season, so that's pretty cool, I suppose. Only one problem. Space. I have reached the maximum amount of space, so I'm gonna have to say goodbye. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get into what today's video is going to be about. So, what we're doing here is, it's gonna be about these stairs. As you can see, they're made of wood, and you can kind of just curve them any direction you wish. And you can color them, and they just look really smooth and cool, versus if we go and grab one of our regular staircases. As you can see, it's got a brick texture on it, and sadly you're not able to change that with the VIP tool. And you would think they would already have had done this, like you can just go to wood and then change it, but you can't, unfortunately. That'd be a cool update if they did add that, but this game doesn't get updated a whole lot sometimes. Alright, also another downside with using these stairs is that if you wanted to do that and somehow curve like I did with the corner over there, we don't have a corner stair block. So even if you had wanted to, it just wouldn't work. Alright, so let's get into how we're going to build this here. So what you're going to need, initially, just a heads up here, we're going to need some of these dojo, I think they're shelves with some katanas on them. You can use them as decoration as it's intended for, or you could be a little bit more creative and use it for stairs. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So let's get out our base plate stairs, because we're going to need to use these as a reference tool to start building our stairs. So each movement I'm just going to call a stud for reference. So like if it's here, if I want it one stud over to the left, I would do it like that. So we're going to want all these to pop at least one stud out from the base stair that you have placed down, all the way up to the top, just like that. And then we're going to want to get a marker, and by that I mean a block that you can use as a reference point, so you know this is going to be lined up directly with this other stair over here. So these are automatically going to be one stud out from this block, so you know how to push it in one stud so that it connects fully with the I guess alignment of the wooden stuff. It's kind of hard to explain and put into words here, but hopefully you'll see what I mean. So we're gonna go in hide mode, just like by typing /hide like in last video, and see, now you can see why I'm using this as a reference point. So this is a good alignment tip, placing down these marker blocks. Now we can get exactly a feel for where we need this. So we know this is correct because if it's here, that's lined up with the block. We need it one stud to the left inward, so we're going to place it like that. You could also use the reference of the other stair as well over here, but if you're doing 3 stairs, it's going to get pretty confusing pretty quick, so you're going to definitely want to use markers. And then you're just going to place them all like so, just like the other one. And boom. So you're going to want to go and show. Alright, and what you're left with is a perfectly smooth transition between all the dojo's shelves. So now you can go ahead and really just color these any color you want. So we're just going to go with something very simple so we can see those highlights and shadows. I'm not sure why I've selected that. Now you might be thinking, like, hey, this is cool and all, but it kind of looks like trash, and you can see in between, and it just looks a little strange. Yes, you would be correct in that sense. You don't really want these hanging off the side unless that's the appeal you're going for. Excuse my dog in the background, he's barking. So ways around this that I've found, if you wanted it to be completely open-ended and not cover the sides at all, one thing I've done is using the pixel canvas, and I'll place it in here and then kind of paint only the areas of the stair that are necessary. So like an example here, I have stairs 2. This is a saved load from like my other the other stuff I work on. But yeah, you kind of want to do this little design pattern, and obviously that would go on this side over here. You would be missing the back end. You could fill that in with another pixel canvas to fill in those last few pixels. It's a bit of tedious work, but it does work. So an example of this would be right here. It kind of just covers up the flaws in the stair. You could do it brown as well. I'm actually not sure why I chose to do gray. I think brown might look a little bit better. But yeah, it works, and for what it is, it doesn't look half bad. Now, if you want to like make it flawless, where like, oh, you know, can't even see any of the imperfections, you're gonna want to cover that up. And so the problem with doing it this way as well is you have these little nudges here, which to some people it's like, okay, well, that's not a big deal. And then if that's your case, then yeah, just go for it. Also, these little nudges on the bottom, you can still kind of see its imperfection. You might be thinking, well, how do we get rid of these little nudges here, right? Well, we're gonna actually try something here. So one solution is to simply just cover it up with even more shelves. You could color these. I'm not sure on a good color here, but we'll just make it look somewhat okay. But yeah, as you can see, it is now completely flush in transition. But you know, if you're paying extra attention here, you're gonna notice something else that's also not quite perfect. You got bricks still on top. That's kind of a problem if you're like really trying to be tedious with things. So one way around that is to put a poster and put it on top and align it right here. So we're gonna want to get, if we're gonna want to get the poster flat, there's a few tricks in order to do that. What I do is put down one of the glass panes, and then I'll take the poster and rotate it on top of the pane, and more than likely it's going to fall flat right away. Sometimes, for whatever reason, the game likes to flip it upwards more than downwards. It depends on the game for some reason. Honestly, that's what I've found. But all in all, if it doesn't work, just keep trying and rotating it on top of there, and it'll flip over. I know sometimes people like hover over their own character as well to get it to flip. Whatever works for you, really. Okay, so now we're gonna put it right there on top, just like that. You could probably even put it one more over if you wanted to make the top stair completely like that texture that you're going for on top. But for now, we're gonna do it this way. So you're just gonna want to find a nice texture. Let's see if I can find one. That's okay, I'll take that. That's a win. Alright, so you're gonna want to color the poster probably either the stair or the color of the poster texture, because you don't want that white strip going across, because it really takes away from the feel of the whole thing. You could even match the stairs with the texture you have up here to really get that nice transition. Like I said, it depends on what you're going for. Ignoring the fact that I just fell through there, if you don't want to fall through it, just put some blocks down here, you'll be fine. So that's kind of what I have going on down in the kitchen. The only difference between up here in the kitchen is that these pillars are replaced by the pillars I have downstairs, which are a little bit more complicated. If you want to learn how to do that, you can just watch the first video, and I go through all this stuff in order to perfect that. Yeah, so I'd say this is a pretty good result. I'd be happy with it. I'd probably change a few things, like I said. But all in all, pretty good. Yeah, so that's the stairs. If you wanted to turn it over to make it like I have it in the kitchen where it kind of has that corner piece, you're going to want to just do the same thing, except it facing this way. So it gives the illusion that they're merged together when really they're going to be crossing over in this area right here, if that makes sense. If not, just let me know in the comments and I can always go over it. I would be more than happy to. The reason it kind of took long for me to upload is because I needed a new hard drive because it was getting pretty backed up on save files and stuff, and Windows was not liking it whatsoever. So my computer was kind of on a lifeline situation, if I'm being honest. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the stairs. Like I said, at some point I really do hope to make an alignment video. I might even make it on the same day, who knows. But that's the stairs. If you want to learn more tips and tricks, or you've seen things before and you're like, hey, I want to know how to do that, or you're just a little confused on certain aspects, I can always make a video on that. You just gotta let me know. But with that all wrapped up, that's pretty much today's video. Catch you guys in the next one. See ya.